So what do the institutionals really care about? Those institutionals you see that I talk about all the time in the markets, and they are these people here, don't see the market in the same way we retailers do. So while we care about candles and getting those perfect entries and speculate and get those small positions where you win for some time, well, just want their orders to get filled. They're not just doing the same thing. They're not speculating. They're actually just trying to find a good position. That's all they do. They try to find a way where to get all of their orders. And what I mean by orders is more than 2,000 contracts. Millions or maybe billions of US dollars are being thrown into the market every single day. And getting all that money in the market is not an easy job because you have the high demand from the other side just to buy from them. So what they do is try to create ways to actually get into the market. They wait for the retailers to make mistakes, other institutionals, and the market itself to give them a good position. So what they do is wait for the perfect entry to just fill their orders. They don't care about what the market conditions are. They don't care if the market is volatile or not. They care about market if it's volatile or not because they need to get their positions filled. But they don't care about market conditions or what's going to happen in the market. They just want to get filled, and that's not an easy job. It seems to be easy, right? But it's not. It's not easy to get accepted here. Look at all these finance bros, and especially with the sleeveless jacket. That's their famous trademark. And they're not discussing, oh, did you see that position where Delta did this so we could just enter and the price went up or went down? No. The only thing they care about is actually getting into the market because they're not like you or me, trading 3, 5, mostly we can do is 7 contracts even. They have 2,000 that should all get in, okay? So just a quick thing, institutionals don't speculate because in the end of the day, the index keep going. Well, don't just try to follow this advice. I don't know why it's 720 here, it should be 7,200. There's an additional zero, okay, just move the point here, okay? So just back in 2025, we were at 560. Today, we are at 7,400. That's a huge uptrend for the S&P. You'll tell me, oh, then so if the market goes up, you can just go and enter. Well, what if you just get burned out, okay? So you don't have enough liquidity to do that. One day you'll just get stopped. Can you risk all that money? That's not possible. That's a very, very huge risk. But they can take that, they can tolerate it. That's how they make that much money. So if institutional bought at 6,400, imagine how much money they got but selling at 7,400. Tons amounts of money. And that's their solid job, to buy and keep buying every single day because the index is always going up. And what's moving it is liquidity, especially as retailers. We kind of are the liquidity for them. So the institutionals cannot just buy forever. I made this stupid mistake here, but sorry. In order to buy, they need sellers who are willing to sell. They are mostly those top orders. They would mostly if they give you some stupid chart, they will tell you, oh, if this happens, then do this. And what you immediately get stopped and be like, oh, what happened to my setup that I saw on the internet from this guy who have 10 millions? Well, they team up with institutionals so they can get you stopped every time. And that's when they take profit for them to get filled. Also, we have those breakout traders, the panic sellers, and also liquidity pools, okay? So the markets constantly search for liquidity. The price is drawn towards stop orders, resting orders, thin areas, and high participation zones. We always highlight this one through POCs and also stacked imbalances and yes, the volume profile because it gives us a lot of information. High volume node and low volume node. If you guys remember, we've already studied this in one of our previous videos. So the main thing you should do is try to get in those areas because institutionals are probably getting in. And you should be smart enough to get in the same way they are doing. They also, the price is also drawn to stop orders. So if there's many stop orders here, The heat map can show you all those orders, and they just try to get you up there so that the market goes down later. Also, we have resting orders, like limit orders, passive buyers and passive sellers, thin areas, and as I explained before, the high volume node. So movement is driven by where trade can happen efficiently. So the market just keeps moving like an auction to look for the price. They say 120, does anyone want to rise? Someone, it goes to 130 because someone raised 130, and then it keeps on going all the time. So yes, the market is actually an auction. The market's job is simple: facilitating the trade, discovering value, and balance between buyers and sellers. So when price is accepted, the rotation happens. The price just stays in the same level, and it turns back to it. Okay, you can see, for example, there's 8, 9 POCs practically at the same level, not really the same price, but there's a 4 ticks away. So the market just keeps going up and down because both buyers and sellers really admire the price. The sellers think it's too high to sell, and the buyers also see it that it's so low to buy. And then the rotation keeps happening until one side eventually weakens. Then when price is rejected, the expansion happens. The prices move immediately from here to this level. Why? Because people were simply not interested in buying at that zone. And it happens all the time in the market. So the market just moves to facilitate trade. The market is constantly searching for efficient trade. And that's why price moves toward liquidity. Not because the market is manipulated every second, but because large trade participants need to fill in their orders. So your goal in the end, I don't know why I always misspell institutionals, sorry, with the institutionals, not against them. The institutionals are always in the market getting trades, and your main goal is to join them in those trades. Be smart and know when the retails make mistakes and get their liquidity, and that is how, ladies and gentlemen, win in the market. Try to get with the institutionals, and trust me, you're gonna get the whole world in your hands. So thank you for your time. If you stayed till the end, I really appreciate it. I would recommend you to check my channel for other videos. I have multiple interesting videos about the order flow. So please let me know if you have any questions in the comment section. And this was Ethan from Order Flow with Ethan. Thank you all and have a great day.